This is the financial plan presentation for Elvis and Adele Singer, prepared by Deanna Lambert. The family is Elvis, 47, and Adele, 47. They're married. They have 3 children, Bing, who is 16, Celine, who is 13, Shania, who is 11. Their net worth is $605,569. Their current income is $138,500. Neither one are self-employed, and currently they're in the accumulation and risk management phase. So right now, their financial planning goals and concerns is college education of children for 4 years, each beginning at age 18 at a private university, costing $34,000 per year in today's dollars, with a 6% education inflation rate. They'd also like to pay off their mortgage and their HELOC before or at retirement. Retirement at age 62 with 70% of pre-retirement income, including Social Security, which they expect to total about $2,500 per month in today's dollars for both of them. At normal retirement age, life expectancy is 91 for both. Appropriate risk management portfolios, investment portfolio, and estate planning portfolio. So the assumptions about this case: Elvis and Adele expect to live to age 91, at least through age 90 for sure. They have a moderate risk tolerance and required rate of return of 8.5%. Elvis and Adele want to retire at age 62 with 70% of their pre-retirement income, including their estimated combined Social Security benefit of $30,000 at normal retirement age. They want to refinance their mortgage and will roll the cost of refinancing into the amount of the loan. They want to fund 4 years of private college for each child at a cost of $34,000 in today's dollars and expect education inflation to be 6%. I'm going to stop right there and say that they also expect the kids to earn some kind of scholarship, merit award based on their talents, but they do not want to count that in because they do not know what the children are going to earn or how much it's going to be. If tax withholdings are close to tax liability, they're unwilling to change the W-4. And then the beginning of the year investment assets, including cash, were $288,413. Total assets were $785,665. And then the net worth was $548,852. So this is about the education information. They previously estimated college costs at State University for about $27,000 per child per year. That's today's dollars. That includes the tuition, fees, room, board, with a 5% inflation rate. They still would like to pay for 4 years of schooling, but they changed from state to private, which has pretty much doubled their education cost, up to $34,000 per child. And now they expect it to be 6% interest, or 6% inflation, rather than 5%. The Singers do not think they will qualify for financial aid to send the children to college, but they will complete a free application for federal student aid, as well as the CSS financial aid profile for the various private universities. Warbler University and Old School are 2 of the schools that the children are looking at, Bing and Celine. They found that both offer needs-based and merit-informed financial aid. This is what I was talking about, when the children will have to audition for a place at the university, and then the merit-informed aid offered will depend on the result of the child's audition. They're positive that their children's vocal and musical talents will be rewarded, and they'll end up with some form of financial aid. So currently, for homeowners insurance, we have $240,000. However, the value of the house is over $300,000. I would recommend looking into different coverage. It would make the premium go up, but the coverage can always be kept the same. The life insurance is pretty adequate. The thing that we're concerned about is Adele's life insurance was at $800,000, and that was supposed to cover college costs, daycare costs, and outstanding debt if something would happen to her. The $800,000 is a bit low for everything. I would recommend going to about $1 million. That's currently what Elvis also has, and that seems to be adequate. Auto insurance seems adequate. The deductible is a bit high. For a bit higher premium, the deductible might come down. This is something that can be looked into. They also have a $1 million coverage for $250 annual. This is adequate for the personal liability. And then Elvis has an adequate policy between the two policies. He has his and an employer's. His is an own occupation, which is a bit better, and it has a shorter elimination period. They have basic planning documents from 10 years ago. They need to update the will for both of them. They can do a revocable trust, can be set up for the children. Guardian papers for the children need to be updated. They need to look at durable power of attorney for health care. They have the funeral arrangements made. They need to look that over and make any necessary changes. And they still need to set aside that $200,000 for the funeral arrangements. Their mortgage is currently $23,644 annually. Auto loan is currently $8,000. The HELOC is $1,820 annually. And then when you get down to it at the very bottom, for the year, the net discretionary cash flow, all they have left over at the end of the year is $105. So some of the long-term goal issues is sending all three kids to private universities for 4 years at $34,000 a year. They want to pay off their mortgage before retirement, and then pay off the auto loan and the HELOC before retirement. Doing all three seems to be very difficult. They could look at refinancing the mortgage to a 15-year, transferring the auto loan to the HELOC, and then when both of those get paid off and finished, they can take that same money that they were putting into it, start dumping it into the education and retirement fund. So like I just said, the remortgage the house at 15 years, this will finish the mortgage right before retirement, and then transferring the balance to the auto loan. The HELOC has a lower interest rate. So for 3 kids for private university, they currently have $152,235 saved. They also save per year $14,925, but they need an additional $23,000 saved each year. Adele said that she was not against going back to work. I would recommend her going back to work, but only if she can get a job that makes at least $30,000 a year. That would help fund the kids' private education, and then go ahead and put some money towards their retirement. So with the money that the seniors are saving by refinancing the house, they can put that money into the 401k for retirement. They can also do the same with the money that's saved after the auto loan. HELOC is paid off. This would ensure that the seniors have enough money to live through retirement at 70% income replacement. So the recommendations: refinance the house for 15 years. Transfer the loan of the car to the HELOC. Get that HELOC paid off. And then use the extra money towards the Education 529 savings plan and or retirement. So right now, for estate planning, we need to look at the will again. We need to set up the POA for each other. That's in progress. Adele finding work and remortgaging the house, also in progress. And then paying for all children to go to private universities, in progress. This was the risk tolerance questionnaire pass score. They had 21, which is a pretty average score. And if I believe right, when they did it before, that's pretty much where they were before. So their housing ratios, this is just showing how you calculate it. And then the numbers calculated for the housing ratio number 1. I'll come back to that because that's on another slide. So currently their emergency fund ratio, the benchmark is 3 to 6 months. That's what somebody wants to have on hand in case something would happen. They calculated at 4.9, which means they're right where they need to be, a little bit on the lower end. I would recommend bumping that up when they can, but currently adequate. And then their current ratio, the benchmark is 1 to 2. They calculated at 1.54, so they're right in the middle where they should be. Here's the housing ratios. So for the first one, you should be under 28%. They're at 21.1. And then for the second one, they stay lower than 36%. They're at 28.3. So both adequate. Debt to total assets, they're at 26.4. You want that to be as low as possible. That's a pretty low number. And then the net worth to total assets depends on the age where you are. Retirement age is about 90 to 100%. They're not quite there yet, and they're sitting at a 73.6. So a bit on the higher end. For their savings, they should be 10 to 13%. If they start in their 20s to 30s, which is what they did, they're currently at 13%. That's accurate. And then investment assets to gross pay by retirement age, it should be 16.1. They're currently at 1.967, so it's on the low end. So about the financial ratios, this is some of the same stuff I've already said. The emergency fund is right where it should be. For the most part, it's currently 4.9. They could increase it, but it's not a priority currently. The current ratio, again, should be 1.1 to 1.2. It's a 1.59. That's adequate. And then the house ratios are right where they should be. They do not need to be adjusted, although they will adjust a little bit after the remortgage. This is just the 3-panel approach, going over some of the same stuff that I've just talked about, going over the life and the disability. Just kind of sums it all up and puts it into one page. And this is the second page of it about the legal documents. So again, Adele Singer mentioned getting a job. I would recommend getting one that paid no less than $30,000 a year. This would give the family the savings that they need before the firstborn goes off to college. Increase Adele's life insurance policy to $1 million. Make sure they remortgage the house, put the car loan into the HELOC, and then get that paid off as soon as possible.